I'm in charge here. This is my project. It has to be now. Bring it up. Activate it. Come on, now. I don't have time. What do you mean it's on? We're good? Okay. House Sylas Emergency Broadcasting. Hello to all of our listeners. This is a very special broadcasting of A Chronicle of Echoes. We're going live this evening during Wildnight to give all of our listeners a taste of the chaos and the excitement that fills the streets at this moment in time. So please, stay seated, stay listening, stay safe. All right, Meeps, now the music. All right, Meeps. So we're just gonna have to go without Alufi. I believe she's in transit at this moment. I know we interrupted some plans for her, but we're gonna have to focus in. You're doing a great job. As always, Meeps, I love you. That is our broadcasting assistant. He is helping me get everything here on the air as quickly as possible without Alufi. It's been a complicated last-minute ordeal, but we're glad to have all of you in. Now, your job, Meeps, today is to keep us apprised of everything going on as it's coming in. We don't have our typical format at the moment, so you're going to have to make sure all of the information... You're going to have to make sure that everything is on point. Anything that comes through you from our House Sylas stations or from the guards or from the Sharn Inquisitive, you need to let us know. Bring it in. Get it going. Well, this is very exciting. Meeps, do you have anything to say to the people? That's a little joke. Meeps doesn't talk. It's not that he can't. He just chooses not to. It's a Val thing. So let's take a look here at what we should do. What an exciting first time here in the booth by myself. I know Alufi's been in here and she did a fairly good job, so hopefully I'll be able to do the same. So normally this is where we would do the news and outline exactly what's going to happen. But tonight we can't because everything's up in the air at the moment. There's a real sense of excitement, passion, fury. You can feel it. I know you can feel it. Everyone out there enjoying their passion ales, having a great time listening in here. So this is normally the part where Alufi would come in and she would outline everything that we're going to do for the episode, and we would have a discussion regarding the news. But this is a very unusual situation we find ourselves in here this evening. You're stuck with me to lead you through on this beautiful wild night. Now, what was that? Well, that is a good point. Meeps has suggested that we explain what Wild Night is. That would be a very Alufi thing to do. She likes to go into the details just in case there's someone from far off a distant land who never heard of Wild Night. So Wild Night is this evening. It started at sundown and runs through until tomorrow morning. And it is the night where the Fury allows us to tap into our passions. Whether that's a passion for violence or a passion for ale, a passion for people, it could be any number of things, but you can feel it inside you. And that unbridled passion is finally let go on the world. It's a night of lowered inhibitions and generally fun. But we all know that every wild night there is unspeakable crime. There's violence, there's fires, and all manner of debauchery. And we hear about it the next day. So this evening seems like the perfect opportunity to try a live broadcast where we're getting the information right alongside you. While we wait for that information to come in, we'll do a very quick reminder. House Cannith is still currently in the process of giving a portion of its profits from all sales here in Sharn at House Cannith affiliated facilities to New Sire. Please take the time to go out now and purchase before Wildnight gets too crazy and the shops do have to close. It is a little on the darker side now, so maybe you'll find that most places are, in fact, closed, but you never know. If not, tomorrow morning is the perfect opportunity to go out and replenish some of the things that you have. I tell you, after a night of drinking, I like to go first thing in the morning and do what I call my morning after routine for Wildnight. I like to go and get a bear's endurance, and I like to get a fox's cunning, and I just take both of those potions first thing in the morning. It helps with the hangover a lot, because you get the body going, you get that constitution back up and running, and as always, nothing consumes quite like a Cannith, so I always recommend that. But if you're looking for a better option, House Tarasco is always a safe alternative for the morning after revelry. They are uniquely adept at dealing with these sort of problems, especially Wildnight problems, because it's not your typical hangover generally. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up with new wounds or bruises, any of that, because, Wildnight can quickly turn into a ruckus, and that's the last thing we want this evening. How are we looking there, Meeps? Do we have anything? No, I'm just left going again. Okay, all right. Hopefully Alufi will be here shortly. Meeps is giving me a nod. He thinks she should be here any minute. That'll be good. So until then, what would we normally do at this time? Well, we would be rolling into either the Ask Alufi, which is, a very Alufi thing. We can't really do that. I think I want this cut again, too. I don't fucking know why I put this in here. Because I think I'm going to do that for something else. Normally during this time, we would be getting ready for our guest. I don't think... I do not want to guess. No, Meeps. No, I don't... Just only Alufi. But, we should have some news any minute, and everything will start rolling then. And so the first reports that we're hearing here in Sharn.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm here. Did he start already?
We're already started. Get in, quick. Yeah. We don't have time.
Of course we don't.
No, this broadcast needs to be done now. It should have been thought of ahead of time. This is the perfect opportunity for us to inform the citizens of Sharn.
Hello, my name is Alufi Haskell de Sylas.
And I'm Sylas de Sylas.
And this is, I guess, an emergency broadcasting of the Chronicle of Echoes. Did we already do that?
Wildnight edition.
Okay, cool. So what exactly are we doing here? I didn't get a brief comment.
We're going to repeat all of the news that's coming in at this moment in time. We've got it coming off the broadsheets. We've got it coming in from guards. The city is in chaos and turmoil and excitement. There's an electric in the air.
Hey, Meeps, can I get a tea, please?
So...
Thank you.
Let's see here.
So are they contacting us via sending stones? Are they going to the stations? And then we're getting... What's happening here?
Meeps is bringing in broadsheets as we're speaking. He's writing down all the information.
Okay, cool. Sorry, you were saying, Sylas?
See, our first piece right here. The very first. Sharn guards are currently requesting the assistance of any available casters in the area who are capable of casting Featherfall. It seems that at this moment in time, there's been a 5% uptick in the number of people accidentally falling, and the number of divers has risen to astronomical amounts.
If you are having any issues with your heart, you're feeling sad and down in the dumps, it's okay. But we highly recommend that you speak to anyone, honestly. There are quite a few therapists and psychologists here in Sharn that work for crowns on the Galifar to help people every single day. So if you feel like diving, remember that there's always someone you can reach out to.
And if you're traveling in the streets tonight, make sure that you have with you a Featherfall token. There has never been a more dangerous time in Sharn than right now. Traveling outside is extremely dangerous. Have that Featherfall with you. Don't take any chances.
If any of your friends are missing tonight, I highly recommend you try and find them, simply because of, stuff going on this evening. Speaking of stuff going on this evening, Sylas, am I getting reimbursed?
I don't... reimbursed for what?
I spent 50 Galifars on a sky coach.
Galifars, that's what you're worried about right now. The city is in turmoil, in chaos. It is a roaring cauldron of deceit and anger and passion and fury. And your focus at this moment, your absolute focus right now is Galifars.
I was invited to a very fancy party.
I don't...
Sylas?
Parties are unimportant at this moment in time.
A party? A party.
Alufi, I need you to understand. I need you to understand that this is a powder keg waiting to happen.
Oh, look at that. Our next thing is coming in. Thank you, Meeps. My tea? Soon, please.
Don't be... The Meeps is the backbone of this facility. Do not be mean to Meeps.
I do not disagree. I'm just a little bristled tonight. The Armed Seahorse Pub in Sharn's Welcome has had a fistfight explode into a riot. It seems that all of Sharn's Welcome is in turmoil as people are punching, hitting, kicking, screaming, etc. It looks like a handful of guards have been sent to that area, but they're asking for adventurers to assist as the riot is quickly spreading into both the stores and ship's towers portions of the Cliffside district. So, any adventurers out there, part of the Clifftop Guild, or just doing whatever, I would highly recommend going to the stores, ship's towers, Sharn's Welcome, any of those places, and giving a helping hand.
See, we are providing key, essential assistance to this city right now. We have to be here this evening. We have to be here right now. There is no one else in all of Sharn who is providing the level of insight we are providing.
Sylas?
Yes?
Do you want to know who else was invited to this party? A handful of jockeys from the race of 8 winds. I'm talking Pegasus riders, Griffin riders. Look at me, Sylas. Jockeys.
I'm sure that your jockeys will be just fine. They'll make it through the night. As long as they're listening to our broadcast at this moment in time, there is no doubt in my mind that they will be safe. I'm terribly sorry that you're not going to spend the evening with your jockeys, partying and having fun. But the city demands it at this moment. It demands us to be here.
Oh, thank you so much, Meeps. Yes. Oh, you even did it how I like. You know, he is brilliant. He really is. Because he always stays so quiet. Like, you can never tell that he's there until he's... one time, Meeps, I was doing research in the lab downstairs. Just working on a handful of... And he was just like... I was like, man, I could really use some tea right now. And he was right at my elbow with a cup of tea. Like... what a genuinely nice guy.
I couldn't agree more. Meeps is the backbone of this facility. I can't stress that enough. Without Meeps, I don't think we'd be able to make it through.
Yep, I agree.
All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, no. See, this is the type of news I've been afraid to hear all day. Mm-hmm. We're getting reports out of Middle Dura. Second-hand Strings is the site of a series of grisly attacks earlier today. a troop of bards was beaten to death inside the shop. The shopkeeper stated the group was looking at used loots, joking, singing, and having a good time. They were discussing playing that horse song for a party they had been hired onto for this evening.
Wait, the horse song?
It just says the horse song.
Oh my gosh. So, guess who else is going to be at that party? Yeah, Kevin Capona. Kevin Capona is there with those jockeys right now, Sylas. At the adult party.
I'm sure that the jockeys will ride him like the horse he is. Your takeaway was that the horse song was featured, not that they suddenly had a man burst through the door and attack this troop of bards and murder them in cold blood in the city tonight.
You said earlier today, so that's not really Wildnight. That's like wild.
It says earlier today, so it may have been right at the start.
Okay.
We are 2 hours into Wildnight right now, and things are getting wild.
Thank you, Meeps. Okay.
Meeps, could I get a drink, please? Water in a glass. Created water. I need you to create the water. Created water.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Cool. So it looks like there have been a handful of noise complaints in Firelight, the red light district. You probably know it well, Sylas. And it seems that guards are currently closing in on the suspected location of the burning ring this evening, which is very interesting. Normally they can't find the burning ring. It's, again, you probably know it well.
I'm not familiar with the burning ring. Would you care to inform our listeners and myself as to what the burning ring is? Thank you, Meeps. Would you drink it really quickly? Just a sip. Just a solid. Just a sip. There you go. There we go. Thanks. There we go.
Yeah, that's a weird time. So the burning ring is, so it's like this, it's a fighting ring, gladiator style combat, typically in Firelight. Sometimes it jumps around to different portions of Sharn. Nobody knows where it actually is because, they move it.
Oh, I understand completely. There's a lot of that going on with Six Stones as well.
With
Six Stones? I've heard Six Stones. Yes, Six Stones.
What about Six Stones? Hey, Sylas, for me and, of course, our listeners, could you please explain what Six Stones is?
Six Stones is I've read, is an, it's an illegal gambling, where with a cockatrice, and it is dark. I've read several times that it is 7 people generally put into a building, different abilities, different builds, and then cockatrice is released. The person not turned to stone is the winner and is given quite a bit of Galifars. There's a lot of illicit gambling. I've heard it is super illegal, and you should not be doing that. And you could lose a small fortune and be quite indebted to people that you wouldn't want to be indebted to if you were to, let's say, take terrible advice from the professor of menagerie management from Morgrave University, and that shifters somehow don't attract cockatrices nearly as much as other species. I've heard that can end really badly. Yes.
Yeah, stop talking.
Absolutely. Continue with the news. I'm sure we have more news. Do we have more news, Meeps? Meeps, do we have?
No, he is shaking his head pretty hard. So, Sylas, am I to...
The jockeys. Let's talk about the jockeys and the party that you were supposed to be going to.
Oh, yeah. The Prismatic Promenade.
Hosted by a certain...
Roy G. Biv, yes.
Yes.
It is the adult party of the year, Sylas.
No one wants to talk about why you were going to an adult party at a failed children's entertainer's house.
You're right. We don't need to be talking about the very exclusive party that I was invited to and that you pulled me away from. Sylas, stop it. What we should honestly be talking about right now is why you're sweating so much and who exactly you lost your small fortune to.
I didn't lose
when
a small
betting
fortune.
at 6 stones.
I would never bet at 6 stones. I spent my entire day enjoying this beautiful city of ours, preparing for Wildnight. And I was put on edge because you see things in the streets and you can just sense that electricity in the air, that something is coming, something bad is going to happen.
What about yesterday?
Yesterday, I went and I had drinks.
Oh, look, there's a note for you.
Down in Galistane. I went for tea.
What's our next bit of
mine.
news?
Give me a moment. Tragic news. It seems that they may have to push back this year's Race of the Eight Winds, as all of the jockeys in the city were involved in a terrible fire.
Let me see it.
I think we should talk about the loss of these jockeys. I don't think we need to talk about anything else. It says right here, it says right on here, loss of the jockeys. There was a fire.
That's not what it says, Sylas. Give me that. Oh, this is actually really cute. You're an asshole.
Can we say that?
I don't know. Can you drink a whole bottle of gin on air pathways?
It was Kuryeva, and I didn't drink the whole bottle. I just had a small portion of it.
Left in the bottle.
Alufi, if we're not going to talk about the jockey fire, then we should at least read the news that's there.
The Wildnight special of the Sharn Petting Zoo is featuring newborn baby goats in hand-knit sweaters.
That's just not the kind of news we need to be reporting right now. This is focusing in on the big picture, the problems news, and you're trying to bring in this fluff. See, you're missing the point of a Wildnight special. Just because they have Wildnight activities currently going on at the petting zoo does not mean that that is Wildnight material. You need to focus in. We need to be protected right now.
Wildnight is about the Fury letting go of our inhibitions. That's why people are partying. That's why people are having adult time and drinking and rioting.
Okay. You can't leave right now. We need to focus this. We have to stay here. This is the safest place in Sharn at this moment in time.
No, it's not.
It is the safest place in Sharn.
Why not go home to the Enclave?
Because the Enclave is not safe. Here is safe. We are protected. Not many people know where this location is. We are currently in a lead-lined room.
See, this is why I live in Highwater.
Don't tell people where you live.
It's literally right next to Clifftop. And whenever there's, insidious activity happening around, then either A, an adventurer comes by and is like, yo, guy, why in the host are you out here snooping around this adorable little gnome's home?
Adventurers can't fix everything. That's not what... Adventurers make things worse.
Or it's an adventurer, and then I get to complain to the Clifftop Guild that one of their guys is snooping around my home.
Listen, please don't say where you live. Please don't say where I live. Please don't say where Meep lives. Don't announce any of that currently.
You live in the main enclave.
Yeah, they know I live in the main enclave.
They?
Yes, they know my business partners, okay? My business partners came to me today.
Oh, the halfling business partners you have?
I don't have halfling business partners. I have regular, normal gnome business partners.
Look, I will drop this if you let me go.
I can't let you go. Today has been a very, very, very stressful day. I cannot stress that enough. And here is the safest place. Here is the absolute safest place. You cannot be out there today.
Sylas, I was invited to a very exclusive orgy, and I want to go.
Okay, that's fine. I understand you want to go, but today, I was having a cup of tea in Galistane, like I always do. Yes. And while I was there, someone took me.
Ooh.
Someone took me. Someone took me. They knocked me unconscious, okay? And when I woke up, I wasn't in my own body anymore. I was not in my body. I was in someone else's body.
What kind of tea were you drinking?
It was regular tea.
Look me in the eyes and say that.
It was regular tea.
Don't make me get a cleric of the Silver Flame in here.
I would never.
You were in someone else's body? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, I understand it doesn't make sense, but I was in someone else's body, and I was in a place, and there was my body, and they were standing over my body, and then they looked in the mirror, and I was someone else, and I was in someone else's body, and then they spoke at me in their body, and they threatened me, and they threatened you, and they threatened all of us here at House Sylas. They threatened everybody. It was a crazy time, and I don't know what's going on right now, but everyone needs to be. There is no safer place in all of Sharn than here right now.
So, you're telling me that somebody threatened your life?
Yes.
And threatened my life?
Yes.
And instead of telling me discreetly, instead, you bring us together in a tiny room where the only witness is hecking Meeps. You know that we only have, like, a handful of minutes left in this broadcasting, right? What happens when this broadcasting is over?
I wouldn't go to that party. I would not go to that party. Stay here. We have to stay in here. In here is the safest place we can be.
No witnesses. You're an idiot.
Oh, thank you, Meeps. News we've been waiting for all evening. See, this is the type of news that we should be covering. This evening, there has been a robbery.
Oh.
According to all available information, there has been a robbery at the Madani Enclave this evening. Sources, unnamed at this moment, are indicating that Baron Trilib de Madani lost something very valuable.
The sources is the Shrine Inquisitive, right? Because we are contractually obligated to state that it's the Sharn Inquisitive.
That is not the source on this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is an unnamed individual.
Okay. What was stolen?
They don't say, but if it was stolen from House Madani, especially the Baron, I'm sure it was quite valuable, and House Madani probably doesn't want us talking about this. I really wish I hadn't brought it up.
Yeah, now you're going to have two people trying to kill you. So it looks like Meeps is giving us the 1 minute left face. So I'm going to go now. I hope everybody has a wonderful wild night. Drink a passion ale for me, but also remember to drink lots of water and eat some bread, cheese, protein. You don't want to be hungover in the morning, that's for sure. Sylas, any closing words?
Meeps, can we do it again? Can't we make it go a little longer?
It's a once-a-day cast.
Enjoy your night, Alufi. Enjoy your time at Roy's parties, the prismatic promenades, pavilion, perversion. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful night, Alufi.
No, you can
I'm
come
going
too.
to stay here, and I'm going to stay where it is
Get
safe.
a +1.
And you know what? Take Meeps. I don't need any of you people. I don't need any of you. I can do this alone. I am the Echoer Station. I am House Sylas. I am the important one. Do you understand that? It's me. I'm the important one.